Congressman, you know, it has been stunning to see some of these protests that have taken place. I don't know if you saw the images even just last night. They were blocking Penn Station in New York. Here's some of the images from Columbia University. And then earlier, of course, in the week, we saw outside the Democratic National Committee offices, they were punching police officers, spraying them with pepper spray. What is going on with our country, and why is this not being clamped down? This is getting very dangerous.
It really is. And as you mentioned, we had our hearing on the Ways and Means this week to talk about all these heinous acts that have gone on since October 7th across the country. And, you know, it really is, it's turned into a situation where it's really not safe. I mean, people on our college campuses, I mean, they're threatened with assault, threatened with rape, or even to be killed through that process. And, you know, I think it goes back to so much, and particularly on our universities, the professors are willing to spread this untruthful scenario or even distortion that they're trying to teach our young men and women as they're trying to learn what the truth is. And you have so many people exposed to these things that are not true. We've seen just recently, we saw TikTok released a video from Osama bin Laden, this letter to America. And you know, so many of these young college-aged students, they don't remember what 9/11 was and how heinous that was. And so we're just seeing over and over again countries like China and Russia and Iran who want to spread propaganda, want to spread false stories about the United States. And we need to make sure that the truth gets out, that we talk about really what's going on in the world, what the history is, what the backstory is, and make sure that people understand what's really happening.
Yeah, and speaking of what's really happening, did you see this? This was an anti-Semitic map of New York City, and it included some newsrooms, businesses, landmark buildings, marking them as, quote, targets for action, calling for an intifada. Why isn't the Biden White House clamping down on this? And they actually did show up at a number of locations. And they also went to the office of Senator Chuck Schumer in New York. They also spray painted some horrible words in front of Congressman Dan Golden, both Democrats. They're angry at their own party. Why isn't the Democratic Party and others really clamping down? This is getting very serious.
It really is. And the fact of this mindset of defund the police and not holding people accountable for illegal acts that they commit, this has been a message of the Democrat Party for so long. And now the country's starting to suffer because of that. And we're seeing over and over again where people commit acts that are crimes and they should be prosecuted for. And you see, you know, several of the Capitol Police got injured when they were barricading and protesting at the Democrat headquarters a couple of nights ago, and it's a dangerous situation, and you know, our federal government needs to step up. We need to have the FBI and the Department of Justice focus on people that are committing these illegal acts, and actually focus on making sure that they enforce the laws that they're sworn to uphold.
Yeah, and you are, as you pointed out just now, on the House Ways and Means Committee. The Education Department, finally, the Department of Education is now investigating alleged anti-Semitism, and they said Islamophobia as well. They put both of them in there at Cornell, Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, and at least 4 other schools across the U.S. Is this too little too late? And I know that the House Ways and Means Committee are looking at also potentially maybe taking away some federal funds from some of these schools. Where do you see this going? What can you do? And what more can DOE do?
It really is too little too late. I mean, they basically just did it because they were shamed into having to do something. And it was really unfortunate. I mean, I would almost say despicable, but that to see the college presidents not stand up when some of these attacks were starting back over the last few weeks, and to not stand up for protecting their students on campus. And so we're looking at all avenues, and particularly we're seeing some of these groups that are formed hide under our tax code. And they pretend that they're educational resources, or they pretend that they're groups that try to provide information, when in reality they're fronts for some of these violent acts that are out there.
Yeah, very scary stuff, and I'm glad that you are on it and drawing a lot of attention to it.